I was going to best dermatologists in the country, and all they did was check my skin and give me 10 products and medications. That's what made me realize if a doctor is not asking you, how do you sleep? What do you eat? Are they really helping me heal? We are not asking you to get up and Brahma Muhurta every day. There is so much fascination with anything that's foreign, but still the fascination for our own culture.
What are the basics, baby steps that you tell them?
It's something I call it as a law of compensation. You can't be waking up late, then not hydrating your body, not eating well, not working out, and then saying I can't do so much. You at least correct two things.
Wellness today is no longer just about crash diets or just exercise. It's about how we integrate ancient wisdom into the pace and pressures of modern life. And Ayurveda, when understood deeply, has the ability to guide not just healing, but conscious living and self-care in today's world. But how do we translate this timeless science into practical wellness coaching? And where does it meet modern cosmetology and contemporary lifestyles? In today's episode, I am joined by Shilpa Agrawal, a wellness coach who has thoughtfully integrated Ayurvedic principles into her work. Together, we explore how Ayurveda can be adopted for modern routines, how it informs skin and cosmetic care beyond products, and how holistic wellness coaching can support long-term balance. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and now we go over to Shilpa Agrawal. Shilpa Agrawal, thank you for coming to the podcast Ayurvedic Healing and Beyond. It's a real honor for us.
Thank you for having me. It's my honor as well. I'm very happy to be here.
Shilpa, what's the story behind what you do? I mean, I've heard a lot about you, but can you tell us what got you into this coaching right now in wellness coaching?
So it's a long story that how I landed up being a wellness coach. I wouldn't say that I always wanted to be a wellness coach. But yes, wellness or health. I've lived a very health-centric life because of the family I come from. So if I have to give you the story, then I was actually preparing for the civil services until the COVID. During COVID, the exams were getting postponed, and I was waiting for the results. And that's when I started to rethink whether I have to continue to invest my time to be an IS officer or I should think of something else where I could serve the country. Because one thing was sure, come what may, whatever field I would go to, whatever career path I would choose, it has to come from a space of serving. Because I know that business is important. I want to make a good career, but it has to add to people's life. It has to be value adding. And I had a very strong calling to be an officer due to my father, of course. But in COVID, because of the health crisis that we were facing, I started to do deeper research about wellness. And my parents have been very strict about health, morning routines, yoga, meditation. So we have been doing it since childhood. So everything started coming together. I started considering why not think of this as an option? Why not do something around this? Until then, I wasn't sure what exactly I want to do. I knew I wanted to study nutrition and yoga. First, I needed to study it to understand how much I enjoy it, right? I was changing my career path. And then that's when I started my journey of going around, traveling to study. Meanwhile, I also got married. And I continued the process of studying. I also, parallelly as I started learning, traveling the country for different courses, different certifications, because I wanted to be sure that if I am talking about wellness, I just do not want to talk about it. I want to study it thoroughly, talk about it, and help people personally one-on-one. That was the agenda. That was very clear in my mind. If this is happening, it's happening 100%. It's not halfway. I just don't want to create content. I want to actually personally be able to help people. And yes, I started studying. In the process, I realized that when I studied clinical nutrition, there was this one day we were learning about breakfast recipes. And they talked about smoothies. And in the smoothie, they had curd with berries, which is absolutely something Ayurveda would not agree to. For all, we talk about Viruddhahar in Ayurveda. And that's when I had this idea that, you know what, I want to study Ayurvedic nutrition. I want to understand what is the difference between what modern science is talking about food and how Ayurveda speaks of food. Now, why did I know about Viruddhahar? Again, family background. Some Ayurvedic principles are so common and natural to Indian families because it's 5,000 years old. It's our culture, right? It is in our families. So we always talked about do not eat salt with milk in my house. Do not have curd at night. It's going to make you have cold. But that is when I was studying food, I realized, no, you know what? I want to study it thoroughly. And that's when I started my journey of studying Ayurveda professionally. In the process, I had chicken pox. I faced skin issues. And I realized I want to cure my skin issues with the help of Ayurveda, not just modern products, not just cosmetic products. I was going to best dermatologists in the country. And when I say best, I would name them and the world would know them. Literally the best in the country. But none of them, except for one or two, asked me about how I live. All they did was check my skin and give me 10 products and medications. That's what made me realize if a doctor is not asking you, how do you sleep? What do you eat? Are they really helping me heal? And I realized I want to study cosmetology. Let's study cosmetology. So for 3 years, I wasn't practicing. I was just studying. And I was trying to find a path that I want to give something to the world, or at least my people, which has Ayurveda integrated in it, which has yoga integrated in it. We're definitely living a modern life, and I agree that we should be using the modern products that the science has offered us. There are some great formulations that the cosmetic world has offered us, but we should not be leaving the roots altogether. We should keep it together. There has to be a very nice complementary life, and I think I can figure it out. I started living that, practicing that, and it helped me so much, and I knew that this is what I want to do. And the beautiful part is, there was this one day, I decided, okay, now we have to create content. Thanks to some of the great teachers who have come in my life, I'm very thankful, very grateful. The right people I kept meeting on my path. I started creating content around it. I was like, it's important. I have to start creating content. I have to start talking about what I believe in. And in the entire journey of my content creation, I had so many offers to promote things. But I had to say no because I was like, I cannot promote this product. I won't use it. Neither I like it. I wouldn't do it for money. And if I keep on promoting these products, what about the originality of my content where I wanted to talk about lifestyle? And when I say lifestyle, I actually mean how your Dinacharya should look like. Right? So in that process of creating content, I started serving at a hospital. I started interning and practicing how to deal with clients one-on-one because I wanted to have experience and then start my own consultations. There was this one day, I realized that life is full circle. I sat one day and I realized I'm at a point where I'm so grateful because I'm doing something for which I was made. I'm exactly doing the thing I was made to do. And I just didn't know it back then, that this is what I'm supposed to do. Now, how I would like to explain. There are few things that always matter to a human, right? That for somebody, fame would play a very important role. For somebody, money would play a very important role. For someone, parents' approval would play an important role. For somebody, representing the country would play an important role. Something or the other is a motivation factor. Everything that was important to me fell exactly on the right track. Top 3 things that matter to me the most, which I want to identify with, or I would want people to identify me with, number 1 was India. I want to represent India in some format. So, and I realized suddenly that I am an integrated wellness coach talking about Ayurveda and integrating it with the modern life, I'm representing India, Indian culture, Indian wellness culture. Second, I wanted to make sure that whatever I do is very honest to me. I'm sleeping and living that I'm doing. There is no, when I talk about clarity of mind and honesty, it means what I think, what I speak, and what I do has to be in alignment, no? That was happening. If I'm thinking that my skincare is not just about the products, it's about meditation also. It's about pranayamas also. So I'm practicing it and then I'm saying it to my audience. So there's conviction. So I was preaching and practicing. And I realized, okay, this is happening. And I wanted to be that person who is not just saying things because it will work for the audience or it's the right thing to do. I was executing it. And I think that's the biggest strength that I played on. That I focused more on living it and sharing than just saying that do this or do that. Right? Third is I wanted to do something which is very close to my father's heart or my parents' heart or my family's heart. And my father has never gotten upset with us. Only when we are woken up late, he would be angry. You cannot wake up late. So it was very close to him, and I'm very close to my father. So when I could see him feel so proud that I'm doing this because of the life I chose, because of the career I chose. I have a lifestyle where I wake up at 4:30, 5 a.m. and it makes him so proud. I know it's a very little thing but for that little girl, I felt that I've done the right thing, because if I chose to quit an IAS preparation, chose to quit UPSC, I had to do something that I feel is up to the mark. If I'm able to explain. Being an IAS is a very prestigious job. Being a civil servant is a very prestigious job. You serve the country at so many levels. You serve the country in a way that you can really bring change at policy levels after some time of your promotions. I wanted to make sure whatever it will be, I will draw a parallel, but it has to be impactful. I shouldn't ever feel that, if I would have been an IAS, I would have done a better job for the country. Right now, I'm not able to do that. I wanted to draw that parallel, and I could see that, I can do that in my field also. So that realization made me feel that life is beautiful. It brings a human to, we just need to have the right intention that we want, what we want to do, the kind of life. We have to have a clarity of, okay, this is something I want to do. I want to do seva. I want to build a business around wellness, and things will fall into your plate. Right opportunities. You just need to be aware and ready to take it. And then someday you'll realize, oh my God, this is what I wanted. I just didn't know exactly this, because there is no one course which makes you an integrated wellness coach. There is no course for it, right? There is no course which is talking about, come to the college, come to the institution. We'll teach you modern clinical nutrition. We're going to teach you Ayurvedic nutrition. We're also going to teach you cosmetology, and we're also going to make you do a yoga TTC. And then you're going to integrate all that and help your clients. There is no one course who's going to teach you all four of it and make you prepared that now go and help clients live a holistic life. We have to carve this path. I had to carve this path. So in this journey, I'm very grateful. I kept meeting the right people through whom I could get ideas. Okay, now I'm going to study this. Now I'm going to study this. Now I'm going to study this. And today I'm able to integrate all of it and help the girls and the women who are my clients.
So Shilpa, you said that one of the missing links is we don't have a institution where they're going to teach you modern clinical nutrition and Ayurvedic nutrition and the holistic aspect of everything. So if you were to start an academy, what would your syllabus be?
That's a very interesting question. And now that you're saying it, I feel it should be a plan down the line when I'm probably 45. I think for the first 3 months, I would not make them study. I would just make them live a life which is holistic and make them experience what it is to live a holistic life, which I do with my clients, with our programs, with our consultations. This is what I do. I would just so if the program is for, let's say, 1.5 years, for the 3 months, they will just live a life which is holistic with me in that institution and experience the kind of change it can bring in our lives, physically, emotionally, mentally. Beautiful change. The aesthetic value of it, the vanity, how we look, how confident we are. It changes everything. And then I will start training them. So the training would include, obviously, understanding the foundations of Ayurveda. One thing I've understood that when it comes to wellness coaches, they don't need to be doctors. Doctors are to help with diseases for curing. The job of wellness coaches is preventive. We're going to help you lead a life which is good so you can prevent disorders. Once you have disorders, we hand it over to you, the doctors. So all the students who will come to my institution would start learning the basics, the foundations of Ayurveda, where they learn about the 3 dosha. They would learn about the basics of food, what food consists of what prakriti and how it affects the body. And we will teach them everything from both the perspectives, modern the clinical nutrition and the Ayurvedic nutrition. I would then train them about cosmetology. And in the world of cosmetology, now, it's so beautiful. Cosmetology in itself is a 1-year program.
In the modern
cosmetology. There is no Ayurvedic cosmetology single course. Again, you have to do multiple courses, and there are few institutions who have launched this, in which they focus on understanding herbs and treatment and self-care methods that can help you look beautiful and improve your skin and hair. And that's what they call it, Ayurvedic cosmetology. Otherwise, the organization of there is no Ayurvedic cosmetology per se authentically. Right? Classical, there is no classical course on it. There is no one book, okay, that this book you read and then you can study everything that is for Ayurveda cosmetology. So we would talk about cosmetology in that I would train them to understand what are the common products and skincare rituals and haircare rituals that are done as per Ayurveda and modern science. What are the ingredients that are used? I will train them about the herbs. What is the impact of each herb on the body, on the skin, on the hair, and how you need to select what herb is suitable for you in what season. Because Ayurveda is very personalized. It depends. Something that suits you today might not suit you tomorrow in a different season. Right? So I would train them about that. And in the entire journey, I would keep training them about yoga and meditation. I would make it a rule that you cannot have a single day without practicing yoga and meditation and pranayama also. So when I say yoga, it includes everything, asana, pranayama and dhyana. I would make them practice that. Because I've experienced something while my trainings of yoga and practice of yoga, that, okay, I would like to give a hypothetical example. Okay, there's a bridge in front of me. I'm standing here. I want to cross this bridge, but I don't know how to cross this bridge. I just don't know. So there are times we have thoughts in our mind. There's a certain thought, this X person has hurt me. And I'm just not able to let go of that thought. And everybody will tell you, go cross that bridge, just let go. If it was so easy, everybody would have been able to do it. It's so simple, right, doctor, that just let go, na? But can everybody do it? No. So the solution is, what is the solution? The solution is, don't try to let go. Just start practicing yoga, start practicing pranayama, start meditating. One day, you will open your eyes after completing a meditation and you'll realize, oh, the bridge is back. I've already crossed it. So yoga has a power to center our emotions and the body. We talk about the prana, na? It balances our prana. It strengthens our parasympathetic nervous system. And it helps us actually be a stronger version of ourselves. So I keep telling my clients also, you don't have to. So there was this one client, for example, who would say, I don't want to do a lot of yoga, ma'am. I'm not very flexible. Oh, you're not doing yoga for physical flexibility. You're doing it for mental flexibility. So I would make them do everyday yoga, pranayama and meditation so they become stronger people, and then they can go out in the world and use all that knowledge to serve the world.
So, Shilpa, in your experience so far with, dealing with your one-on-one clients, and you said you studied modern cosmetology and you're also integrating concepts of Ayurveda yoga. Where do you see modern cosmetology and some aspects of Ayurveda aligning together, and where do you see it as not aligning? Aligning means somewhere this is what modern cosmetology says Ayurveda is contradicting. It says it's not right. And where Ayurveda says maybe modern says that's bullshit. Do you see anything like that?
This could be like a full separate podcast where we could discuss so many areas where modern beauty, which is modern cosmetology, and Ayurvedic knowledge of skin and hair are aligning. And there are a lot of areas where they do not align at all. But for the sake of this podcast, I just give one example each. When it comes to certain major when it comes to the major area where modern cosmetology and Ayurveda is not aligning, is Ayurveda sees beauty as holistic. When we talk about skin and hair care, we would see how the gut is doing. We would see how the sleep is doing. We would see the Agni. But when it comes to modern skincare, modern cosmetology, we would see what's happening on the outside and treat the acne on the outside. We would see the dry patches. We would treat the eczema, but we would not really focus on what's happening inside the body. That's a very major difference. The line of treatment itself changes. When it comes to modern cosmetology, the line of treatment is very topical. But when it comes to Ayurveda, the line of treatment starts with the food. Food is medicine. So this is one very big difference, which is why I get attracted to Ayurveda a lot. And of course, modern skincare, modern cosmetology, or you call it dermatology. Of course, dermatologists again then cure skin disease and hair disease, but they have some very strong ingredients and formulations that can help with skin very quickly. But then it's a fix, a temporary fix. That issue will come back if it's not healed from the within. That's when Ayurveda comes into picture, and that's where I'm talking about integration. Right? Alignment, if I have to talk about one example where Ayurvedic skincare and hair care, Ayurvedic cosmetology and modern cosmetology align, is, I'll give an example of Surya Tratak. Ayurveda talks about waking up early in the morning and spending time with the sun, looking at the sun when the sun is red. And right now, modern cosmetology is going crazy and blown away with the idea of red light therapy. There are masks with red light. There are red light panels, and they're suggested to sit in front of the red light and take that red light because it is going to induce collagen. It is going to help with inflammation. It's going to improve the skin. But that's something Ayurveda has been saying for ages. Get up in the morning, take the first light. Get up in the morning and take the first light of the sun. So this is just one example of things where we actually align, but we haven't really given credit to Ayurveda. We've been really fascinated with what's happening in the modern skincare world because of the globalization, because of how K-beauty, Korean beauty, the penetration that they have in the global world of beauty. Beautifully done. That's something we should discuss. But Ayurvedic, the credits to Ayurveda for what it has given to the world when it comes to beauty, it's not so much. We deserve more. Like there's so much more that the world has.
Anything else like this, that interesting facts that you see?
So when it comes to another example where modern skincare and Ayurvedic skincare or hair care would align is scalp, cleansing of scalp. So lately, you would see a lot of dermatologists talking about if you need good hair, focus on your scalp health. And Ayurveda has talked about scalp health for ages. It has given us recipes of lepas, shirolepas, which are where we work on scalp health, not just hair health. So that's also something where it's aligning. So I'm seeing a lot of trends that are coming now with modern cosmetology, but I can find its roots in Ayurveda also. That's happening.
And where do you see it is contradicting?
Like I said, contradiction is majorly the topical treatment and the holistic treatment. That the line of treatment, the perspective is very different. When it comes to modern cosmetology, the treatment will be lot topical, products and medicines. But when it comes to, it is more about dealing with the symptom. There is an acne, we need to get rid of this acne. Ayurveda will go deeper and figure out why do we have this acne. And let's cure that cause. Let's get rid of that cause and there will be no future acne. It might be slow, but it's going to be long-term effective.
Do you get a lot of patients with acne?
I do have clients who have acne issues, yes.
How do you help them? Sometimes, acne clients are some of the most anxious clients.
Yes.
They come with a lot of terrible anxiety and they feel judged and they feel fear to go out and what is happening, and people will look at their face, oh my God, what happened to your face? These are the kind of questions they ask.
Yeah.
What is your approach to them?
So when they come to me, all of them have already seen dermatologist or they're currently also seeing a dermatologist. So
Getting a second opinion.
Yes. And now they want, no, not a second opinion. In fact, it's beautiful that they reach out to me because they've either seen my work, they've seen my content, or they've heard about my work from someone. So they kind of have an idea of how I function. So they now come to me asking that, can you fix me? Can you fix my lifestyle? Because I know there's something I'm doing wrong with my lifestyle, so I'm having these acne. So what I do is, I start treating their life. I change their sleep cycles. I improve their sleep cycles. I improve their nutrition. So their complete diet comes into my control. I improve their hydration. I mandate workout. And that would include yoga. That would mandatory include pranayamas. And they're surprised to see that, ma'am, you're making us do Nadi Shodhan, but when will the acne go? I said, have patience. It will go. Continue your Nadi Shodhana. Right? And I will mandatorily make them do strength training also. Right? Parallelly, I'm not asking them to get rid of the dermatological treatment. I go to the prescription and we align the both, right? Because in dermatology, Like I said, what is the difference between a dermatologist and a cosmetologist? A cosmetologist is again like a coach to skin, but not a doctor. So there are some lines of medicines that I cannot prescribe. So if the doctor has already started that treatment, I will not interfere with that, but I will start supporting that by healing the body. Right? And if they've not gone in the cycle of medications like an isotretinoin, then I would ask them, wait for 3 months, give me 3 months. And if still you haven't seen improvement, we can always move to science and take help of curing. Quicker fixes, right? So that is how I function. There are also cases of acne which are so severe, and especially cystic acne and pustules is so severe that it's important that we also take a dermatologist on board and we work in integration. So that becomes important.
Do you see a rampant increase in acne today?
Yeah.
Is it lifestyle, is it food, or is it all together? And somewhere did we miss the bus on some of the basics in lifestyle that is, triggering this?
You have already answered. Lifestyle. What else? It's always lifestyle. The rampant increase in acne, the rampant increase in ignorance of where we come from is causing these problems. And acne is also, it's okay. Ayurveda talks about acne as well, right? It's natural. But to have severe acne and not being able to get rid of it, that is a problem. And that is very normal nowadays. I have seen most cases where there is acne disorders, and X number of clients who have come to me with acne, not a single client had a lifestyle which is fixed and still they're having acne. It's not possible. They're doing something wrong. Either they are nocturnal, they do not have a good sleeping time. They sleep at 3 a.m. and they would wake up at 10 a.m. They have missed their internal clock. They're not in rhythm with their internal clock. There is no connection with the sun. Second, the food habits. In today's generation, to not eat junk food, or I would rather say to not eat outside food and eat all home cooked meals for all 7 days of a week, even a single week, is rare. Is rare. I don't see a single person who would say that I eat an outside meal just once a month. Eating once in a week is normal. It's very normal. So when I'm saying eating once in a week is normal, most of them are having many meals outside. There's a cafe culture. We have cafe culture now in India. So sitting in a cafe and having your coffee and enjoying your conversations with friends and ordering food it's how life is, and that's beautiful, but it comes at a cost where if you're not realizing what we're eating, it comes at a cost. So that's also adding. The stress, I'm sure, the pollution that we're living in, the kind of information overload we have in the world of social media. We're always on screen. So many things.
Today, do you see resistance when you tell them, okay, you have to follow Dinacharya, you have to wake up at early in the morning, you have to go to sleep on time, and then you have to do all the aspects of yoga, and by the time they see actually following this healthy lifestyle itself is creating more anxiety? Do you get feedbacks like that?
See, the beautiful part with my work is whoever comes to me, they know I will bring certain changes in their life which will demand discipline. So they're prepared that if we are going to Shilpa, we need to be disciplined. She is going to make us do things which could be a little challenging, but we have to do. But I tell them, don't worry, don't get overwhelmed by the 10 steps I'm going to ask you to do. We are not doing the 10 steps on day one. I hold their hand and walk with them for 3 months. So by the end of 3 months, those extra 10 things that they're doing in their life after they've done a course with me, it's become their second nature. Now, if we get up in the morning, we don't think, oh, brushing is a task. It's a part of our life. It's our second nature. So that's the goal. I make these small habits like oil pulling, kaval, netra shuddhi. I make it the part of their life. Now it's so natural to them. Having as simple as Dr. Ushapan, as simple as drinking warm water in the morning in Malasana. It is a very simple habit, but a very strong one. These kind of habits we slowly inculcate in their life in the month of 3, in the process of, I would repeat that statement, is that okay?
Please.
These kind of habits, we inculcate them in the process of 3 months. Okay, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, how much ever we are working with them, depending upon how long do we think we need to work with them. Every week they're given new tasks. So it's given with the perspective that, okay, this week You only have to focus on these two things. Let's say just do oil pulling every morning and start sitting in Malasana. I know in 1 week, they'll get used to it. Now the second thing, now the third thing. And we keep increasing the number of, workout they have to do, the pranayams they have to do, the duration of the pranayam. So we go very gentle on them. So they enjoy the process. And I think humans love feeling that they've achieved something.
Absolutely.
So every week they're achieving. They look back in their week and they're like, I cannot believe this is the first time I've gone to the gym or done a workout every single day. And I enjoyed it. So there's a constant help and motivation that we are providing. So they are disciplined and they enjoy the process, because doctor, at the end of the day, they have to enjoy and not get overwhelmed. It's a task.
Sometimes, do you see some of your clients going to the other extreme and they do overtraining and some issues because of that?
No, I don't. I haven't.
How do you control them sometimes?
There is a very high accountability system. They have to report to us every day, saying how was the day, and talk about, report to us by saying this is all I've done. If it is little more, if it is little less, they're going to get, we'll correct them.
Okay.
So it hasn't happened yet. I hope so not. And to your previous question where you asked that do people have resistance that I don't want to do so much, this is so much to do, or they would rather want a simple life where they would just wake up at any time they want to and just live healthily. That's because that's practically not possible. After an age, your body will not support you if you're not taking care of yourself. That resistance I've seen in my content. So when I started 2 months back posting on YouTube, that is when there were few comments which were like, oh, this is so much to do. Who has the time to do so much? This is overdoing. I think she's not a working person. She has all the time in the house. I hope she has 10 servants and that is why she's able to do so much for herself. That's what made me realize that very simple things which would just take 1 minute, 2 minutes is overwhelming people because they don't know about it. They have not seen anybody do it. And it just feels a lot to them. And I'm not asking people to do the 10 steps I'm doing. I'm telling them just do the 3 steps. And you will still feel the change. And maybe then you want to become an advanced life. You want to live an even advanced lifestyle, more authentic, more Ayurvedic, more rooted to nature. And that's when we can do 2 more steps. So that resistance I've seen on the internet sometimes with certain comments.
How do you respond to that? Now, let's say, for example, people think Dinacharya means I'm going to...
Rules.
I just have nothing else to do, just follow this. I will not be able to live my life. I won't have time to spend with my family. I won't have time to do my work. All I do is wake up in the morning, do my... all the steps that are mentioned. I have to wake up early in the morning at Brahma Muhurta and I have to go to sleep when the whole world is having a good time. So these kind of FOMO, fear of missing out if I follow this. So where do I position myself? So yes, maybe you don't have guests who are coming with that. But I'm sure many people might think that, okay, if I enroll for this, that is what she's going to make me do, or that is what this Ayurvedic doctor is going to make me do. So how do we help them demystify this?
So I think the first idea is to not try and do everything and tell them you're not supposed to live a perfect life. We are not asking you to get up in Brahma Muhurta every day, or even for that matter, wake up in Brahma Muhurta. You do it whenever you're ready in your life. And maybe you don't want to do it. But it's something I call it as a law of compensation. This is something I have found out. Or I have termed it. This is something I use, that it's my law of compensation. You can't be waking up late, then not hydrating your body, not eating well, not working out, and then saying I can't do so much. You at least correct 2 things. I'm not asking you to do all of it. I'm asking you to give me 2 things. Even if 2 things they do correctly, let's say they start working out and eating cleaner, they will see changes. And wellness is a loop. It's a beautiful habit. Once you start feeling that change in your body, you would want to do more. Yeah, it's addictive. You would want to do more. Then you're like, okay, what next? What more can I do? Can you teach me something else? Then they would really want to do it. So the whole idea of being overwhelmed, no. We'll tell them not to worry about it. It's okay. So a lot of my clients, they still don't wake up early morning. They still want to wake up at 8. Some of them have late working hours. Some of them have... let's say I deal with a lot of brides. They all sleep late because of the wedding preparations. They have the last days with their family. So they want to spend time. So that's okay. It's my job to make it comfortable for them. So it's okay if you're waking up late, that's okay. You do other things correctly. And when you asked about the FOMO, yeah, sleeping early is considered as you're going to be boring. You're going to miss out on a lot of things. So I would say two things. Firstly, I find sleeping early, waking up early very cool. I think it's the coolest thing because it shows the person values their own body, respects their own body and health, and understands health. So I think it's not at all boring. At the same time, in yoga we learn that you don't have to be very rigid. Even with the good things, you cannot be so rigid. You have to be flexible. Some days it's fine. Some days you have guests at home. Everybody wants to sit and chat till 1 a.m. Sit and chat. It's okay. If you want to go and sleep, sleep. If you want to enjoy, enjoy. That's okay. You can always. It's never that okay. Today, I from now I will wake up at 4 a.m. So that's for life. You keep going back and coming back. No, it's to and fro. So it's okay. It's never about perfection. So sometimes it's okay.
Somebody who has a habit of going to sleep at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., how do you correct them? What are the baby steps?
Oh, I'll tell you, very simple. Everybody loves to look good. You know, you'll tell them that your gut will be better. It doesn't work with them. But you'll tell them your skin will be better. They listen. It's speaking in the language they understand. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm not going on technical jargons. I'm not trying to make things fancy. I'm keeping them very simple. I know you all want to look good. And it's not about looking beautiful in a very features way. It's about looking your best, feeling your best. You want to have that? Okay, sleep on time. Okay, you're sleeping at 1 a.m. Let's start with 12:30. Feel the difference? Okay, let's start at 12 now. Slowly, gently. And if somebody has a habit of sleeping at 1 a.m., we'll bring them to 11. That's enough. We don't have to target them to we don't have to target them to come at 9 a.m., 9 p.m. and wake up at 4. It's okay. Baby steps. They have their entire life to slowly get better. But once they have a taste of it,
then it'll get them hooked.
But I'm telling you, this sells. The whole idea of telling people that you will look better. This sells because this is true in the coming times. And I think even today, I don't see luxury as the cars you own. I think luxury is somebody who has a good health, somebody who understands health and values their health, and somebody who has a time to give to their health. That is true luxury.
That's so true.
Yeah.
I think now, as we see, luxury is being redefined as having time, have ability to get up early in the morning without an alarm. Those are the new luxuries that we're going to have.
It is true. Because the kind of world we're entering, there's so many illness. Having the time to give yourself to your family, it's a luxury. Earlier, I wouldn't say earlier, I would say some years ago, there was a very huge wave of hustle culture. I'm also doing this and I'm also doing that and I'm so busy, I don't have time to do this. It was cool to be this person. And I understand that. I've also been there for that moment, especially when I was preparing for the civil services. But with time, one day my father told me, I keep learning about business from my dad. I've seen him build a business, beautiful business from him. I've seen him build a beautiful business and from scratch. So he's one of the greatest mentors for me. He said that a successful business is something that as you go ahead, you have more time to think certain thing, how can you make it even better for the world? Not that when you are giving it more time. When you can buy time from your own work and spare time from your own work, that's when you're really getting successful. Otherwise, you're just making more money. But you need to have the time. And that is luxury. And that's when I started understanding that, no, hustle culture is not cool. It's going to mess up with my health someday. And that's what is happening now, right? People are realizing that we end up having burnouts by the weekend.
I have seen, I've had patients who are actually very phenomenal yoga teachers. And they came with burnouts. And then they realized, they were telling that I was preaching them how to have boundaries in life, but in that end, I forgot to have it for myself. This is another problem that you see. Doctors are more prone to burnout. I see a lot of yoga teachers having burnout, especially when they start a business. How do you protect yourself there?
Doctor, I said one thing that I know my biggest strength, and it is execution. I focus on execution. When I say execution is, I will not build a business by taking out time from my routine.
Hmm.
I will never do that. I will grow my work, I will grow my brand, my business, my consultations, but not leave the roots myself. Because like you were saying, you have had patients who are yoga teachers and had burnout. That's exactly what I've seen. And I don't want to be there.
Hmm.
So execution, implementation, practicing what you preach. I think that's my biggest strength. I'm sure there are hundreds of people who are so much more knowledgeable than me. And everybody has their own audience and people who would relate to them. But I know my strength, that I am consistently doing what I say one should do. Every morning I get up and I tell myself that today I have to live the life that I tell people they should live.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say touch wood, since the last, when I had chicken pox, that was the last time I felt sick, that was 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really fallen sick. It is something I want to maintain for life.
Mm-hmm.
I want to come back to this podcast with you in 20 years and say that, doctor, I haven't still fallen sick. But it's because at the end of the day, I don't mind my car going slow, but I want it to keep moving ahead. If I go fast, there might be a moment I'll have to stop. I'm not comfortable with stopping. I want to keep moving on. Slow, I'm fine. Very comfortable with slow speed. But consistency, I want. And I'm telling you, it wasn't easy for me. I'm a perfectionist. But because I'm a perfectionist, I realized that, no, my perfection will actually cause a problem. I will try to do everything. Everything today. And I will get burned out and overwhelmed.
So you're saying you channel that perfectionism on other things?
I channelize that willingness. Perfection comes from what? That I want everything in my life that I've thought of, and it should just happen the way I want. So that I have understood the thought behind it. And I've realized that, Shilpa, everything that you want in life, or whatever is meant for you, will happen. You just do your thing daily. And if I'm a wellness coach, my first job is to live what I say. So like, let's take an example of the yoga teachers you mentioned. Yes, it has happened with a few friends of mine also, because they don't get time for their self-practice. They have back-to-back batches of yoga. And when you're training, you're a different person. And when you're practicing, it's a different thing. So that's a problem. I still go to a yoga teacher. I am a yoga teacher, but for my own practice, I go to another yoga teacher. Because for that 1.5 hours, I want to shut my brain and just follow, be a student. Only then I will get the time to unwind and have the energy to perform at my work. I don't want to be the decision maker everywhere. I want to be a student also every day. So I do that. Like, I still hire trainers if I want to for myself. That, you would just come to my house for this month and design a protocol for me. Let's design a yoga protocol for me. And you come and make me do it. Because every morning, I don't want to take the decision that today I want to do a back. Today I want to work on my back, or today I want to work on my upper body. No. Come and make me do it.
How do you get this? Usually people learn it the hard way after getting burnt out. And where did you pick this up early?
No, I wouldn't say I've learned it easy. I am sure I've had my own phases of... see, I'll tell you. It's a little difficult to explain the emotion, but because I'm a perfectionist and overachiever, I couldn't also take the fact that I changed my path. When I decided not to be an IAS or not to try for UPSC and quit that, and I'm using the word quit, and move to a different career path, I quit something. It is very difficult for me as a person, the person I am, to believe that I left something midway. I didn't complete. And hence I had a lot of impatience to perform in the next thing I chose. Lot of impatience. I also got married in the same process. In the same time, I decided to get married. That also created a pressure on me, because I wanted to make sure that if I'm married, I want to have my identity even earlier. I want to establish my identity in my new family, right? I self-given pressure, nobody else. Everybody is very supportive. So I had my burnout. I wanted everything today. I would just sit and say that, what am I made for? I need it today. Can I do all the 10 courses I've planned for the next 2 years today? I had that impatience, and I would tell myself that I have lost 4 years to UPSC preparation, and I wouldn't say lost. I gave it to something, and I know it is coming into use in many different ways, but I gave it to that. Then I changed my path. Had it been, I'd started wellness journey 4 years back, I would have already been an established consultant. So I had all that self-created pressure, self-timelines that I'd given to myself that, okay, by the age of 27, I should be I should have an established career, this much I should be achieving. So all those thoughts I had to deal with. And like I said, I didn't leave my practice in the process. I stuck to the practice. That's the only correct thing I did. And that gave me the strength to realize that, no, Shilpa, go slow, be consistent. And I have a very strong family support, to be honest. Be it my husband, be it my parents, be it my brother, my sister-in-law, everybody is into some form of spirituality. So they all keep me grounded, and more than grounded, they all keep me aware that, you know what, you're over pressurizing yourself. You will get everything you want to. Just don't rush. You're doing too much. You have just 24 hours. Why do you do so much? Do you not want to take care of yourself in the process? So there were reminders. So I had my burnouts. And I would say, sir, nobody actually learns it the easy way. I don't think there must be any wellness coach who just came out of passion. I'm sure there is a story where they have gone through some issues and understood the importance of health and started their wellness journey. And my journey of wellness started when even I was not born, I think. My father, he was also a very good student. He was also preparing for the civil service, and he had a major digestion disorder back when he was preparing. I think it was his administrative exams interview around that time, and he was hospitalized for days. And since then, he had this realization that, oh, I never took care of my health. I didn't understand what is health. And he became a different person. And when I was born, or my brother was born, he has kept health in the center of our lives. Health is wealth. He would just say a very simple thing. Health is wealth. You will never be able to perform or be an achiever if you don't have health. Very simple things. No, everybody says it, but he would say it so consistently every time that it just stuck with us. You know, there was this song from that movie called Dangal, where Amir Khan wakes up the girls early in the morning to go for practice, and the song is "Bapu sehat ke liye tu hanikarak." I would sing that for my dad. That it's just you.
Help me with the translation, please.
The song is "Bapu sehat ke liye tu hanikarak hai." Matlab, father, you are such a trouble for my health. You don't let me sleep. You don't let me live. You're so strict and disciplined. So that's what the song is. The daughter is saying the father that this is what you're doing. And my father was like that. He would hate if you're waking up after the sun has come up. So, but somewhere those things got stuck with me. And that also became a part of my realization of why health is so important. And we are on this path.
On one hand, you know, this overachiever and perfectionism, and then there's a spiritual part. Sometimes do you feel it is conflicting?
It's a very, very good question because, and I understand why this question is coming, and let's understand the question first. We are saying overachieving and spirituality are conflicting. Why?
Are they conflicting? That's what I'm asking.
If this question is coming, which means there is a perception somewhere that they could be conflicting, and let's understand why they could be conflicting, because spirituality will talk about acceptance. Surrender. And overachieving is more. I want this, I want that. Let's do more. Control things. Yes, absolutely. Controlled. So they could sound very contradicting. But I think with time, as whenever everybody has their own time of understanding, I think currently I'm at a stage, and it might change with time, and it was different 2 years ago. I think I'm at a stage where I understand that everybody is spiritual because we are, as humans, we are spiritual. Spirituality means to surrender, but I've found a rhythm to connect it with having goals and ambition. So I've understood that as a human, what I tell myself, that I was given certain skills. I didn't choose to be born this way. I was given it, okay, by the creator, whoever we believe in. Now, I want to put these skills into the best of use. And I will do whatever it may take to find out that. I will not live a life where I've not used my skills. Now that's ambition. But whenever we talk about results, I will surrender. Gita na karmanyeva adhikaraste. I will surrender. So I have found my rhythm, and which is why there is a sense of gratefulness and grounding also. Anytime I have done something impactful for anybody's life, or even little something which we could call it an achievement, I tell myself, it wasn't you, Shilpa. It is, I'm just the doer. It is happening through me. Somebody else, some power beyond me is making it happen. And it's just happening through me. I'm just the chosen one for this particular task. So that kind of understanding is seeping in with me, seeping in me. So now I see spirituality and ambition in very rhythmatic way. That I'm ambitious. I want to achieve more and ask for more. But I will also surrender wherever it's needed. And whatever is achieved is also not really mine. It was just how it was supposed to be. So I'm fine. So when I don't have a lot of attachment to the beautiful outcomes. So I hope I will not have a lot of attachment with failures also. So I'm trying to live that.
It's a very challenging part, but I think the more you get there, better.
Yeah. It is challenging. And I wouldn't say, sir, that if today I am able to live it, if today I'm able to say that I am honored to be sitting in front of you here, I'm able to believe that it was some power who gave me this opportunity. It was you who decided that you want to have me in your podcast, and I'm very grateful. Maybe tomorrow, when something like this wouldn't happen, I will not feel happy. Or maybe tomorrow when something happens, I'll get egoistic. Some things like that can happen. What I'm trying to say is that it's never a straight line. It's a wave. Sensibility and spirituality and this whole rhythm that I've found or anybody finds, we keep losing it and we keep coming back to it. But that's the thing. The lifestyle and the practice, it takes us back. It brings us back to the roots. It brings us back to the correct thought of clarity and the life we want to live.
On one hand, you see a lot of people who are advocating spirituality and they become very passive. Passive means, they say, okay, I'm in the form of surrender. And that surrender becomes a pseudo inaction or lethargy sometimes. But on the other hand, you also see people like, no, I want to control things. I want to get it there. In that process, they break themselves. So I think the beauty about spirituality is if you are able to integrate that in our pursuit. Okay, on one hand, Gita says, yes, you should not,
get attached
to the outcome, but it's a
very difficult thing.
It's very easy to preach it. I struggle with it many times. But then again, when things don't go well, that is one thing that you have to, keep telling yourself. You do it for the joy of doing it, but not for the outcome. But we live in the whole ecosystem is training you to look at the outcomes. But on the other hand, you are told, no, that is not the way to look at it. And it's a challenge. And that is where also we are trying to teach the patients or clients, yes, let us stick to this routine and let us stick to this process. Yes, it will change that. That's a very challenging part.
I totally agree. And that's why I said that it's a wave. We are never, if today I've realized that I don't have to be attached to the results, I'm not going to be sticking with this lesson. I might also lose this lesson in coming times. It is always it's a journey where we keep reminding ourselves. And that's the beauty of self-talk, right? We need to be our own mentors. You have to have the ability to sit down with yourself and teach yourself. You need to have the right people around you to guide you in such days. You have to sit down and tell yourself, अकेले आए थे, अकेले जाएंगे, ठीक है. हुआ हुआ नहीं हुआ, it's okay. Now I couldn't have done more than this. So it's fine. You have to constantly remind yourself, and it's absolutely not easy. For me also, I'm very attached to outcomes on days. I want a certain outcome, but when it doesn't happen, I would like to believe that, okay, something better will happen. That I'm sure, something better will happen. That I strongly believe in. That if it is not what I want, then it is what the superior power wants, and it's going to be better. It's just that I can't see it. I learned in my meditation trainings that stop praying. like we don't know how to pray. There is an art of praying also. I would pray. How would I pray? I would pray that I want this and I want to achieve this XYZ achievements I want, or I want this kind of a health or for my family. Now what I realize that what if anybody is, let's say, asking that I want this tree, and I want this size. But what if the God was planning to give you even bigger, but because you've asked this much, now he's okay, he's going to give you that much. Sometimes we don't know what to ask also, because we don't know what's in the future. So I realized that also. I listened to Sri Ravi Shankar, and I realized that no, I'm not going to pray like this anymore. I'm going to say that do what you think is best for me. So I have to believe a lot. I think that's where surrender comes. I think the fact that spirituality and ambition are seen as contradiction, I think all of the humans who have been very successful, when we're talking about really successful people, you think of anybody, any name that could come on our mind, all of them were spiritual, I think. One cannot be super successful without being spiritual, because they learn to let go. They learn to just do their job and the outcome will happen. And they were big believers. They believe that it will happen at the right time and it will happen.
I think if they were not ready for uncertainty, they will not be able to grow.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
acceptance of uncertainty is a very spiritual part in that.
Yeah, I think yes. Spirituality, it's a very strong thing to say. A lot of viewers will not connect to this, but I don't think life is complete without spirituality. One needs to understand what this world of spirituality is, and that is India's biggest strength. Yoga, spirituality. We have taught people how to live.
There is a lot of contradictions to that, but as time is evolving, we will see the best of both coming in India also.
Absolutely.
So who are your major clientele? Are they from India? They come from different parts of the world, or you have Indian expats or NRIs?
Yes, diaspora. 70% of my clients are Indian diaspora.
You mean Indians living abroad also?
NRIs. And 30% would be women. I only deal with women from India, mainly bridal and weight management, hormone and weight management. These are the clientage. And when I deal with Indians established in other countries, especially we're dealing with women in US and Canada and Australia, UK also, I realize that they respect Ayurveda more than Indian women I meet.
In India, you mean?
In India.
What do you think could be the reason for that? Well, I have my observations, but I'm curious to know your perspective.
I think I have an observation that one thing is very, we are all aware of the fact that there is a lot of glorification of how the West is. And we all wanted to be like that, especially after globalization, right? There's a lot of Western culture seeping in. So we identified with what's best Western as premium and as better. So we somewhere lost touch to what we were, which is fine. It was a journey. But because of the whole act of being like what they are or the Western world is, we have lost the value that Indian herbs or Indian wellness would have. It's good to learn from the global world. I love certain other cultures like Japanese culture. There's so much to learn from them. Korean beauty culture, beautiful. But we need to stick to the grounds. That has somewhere been lost. And second, when women have moved outside, I think, this is my observation, I think they value Ayurveda or Ayurvedic wellness more the statements are, I just want to live an Ayurvedic life. I want to live an Ayurvedic life. Can you teach me more? I'll give them, they're more disciplined. If I give them 3 things that they have to follow for the next 10 days and be like, you know what, can we talk again in 7 days? I'll just do all this. I need to be better. I need to live a life which is rooted in Indian culture. Because when they're out there, they see how the world has started to see India in terms of Ayurveda and yoga and wellness. They see it as the Western world sees Indian spirituality as something beautiful. They respect it, right? And that is where it's my observation, like I would say that they have found respect for Indian wellness and Ayurveda. Whereas in India, it's still lacking. There's so much facade around Korean beauty in India, which is good. Korean beauty products are good. But I wish there is so much facade around A beauty, Ayurvedic beauty. Why not? Because we have to understand that geography plays a very important role for any culture. So let's talk about beauty for any country. So Korean beauty is a lot about hydration. Their formulations are extremely hydrating. The herbs the products that they will use, the ingredients that they will use, let's say they're very much based out of rice. They have serums, they have moisturizers, they have multiple steps of hydration because they live in a region which is drying for their body. They need hydration. And that's why they talk about glass skin. And again, their genetics play a role, their lifestyle plays a role. They have better lifestyle in terms of food. Japanese, they eat much, much cleaner than mass India eats right now. But whereas we come to India, the major skin issues that we all have is pigmentation, tanning, dark circles. So very common issue with Indian skin because of the lack of sun. Yes, absolutely, because of the geography and the climate. So there will be herbs which will affect us better, like manjishta, like lodra, like chandan, which were found in our geographical region to solve our problem. So I'm extremely impressed by the Korean beauty, but we cannot lose touch to our herbs because those were meant for us. We're supposed to be using these herbs for our beauty, our wellness, our aesthetics, our vanity, and also take support of Korean beauty. But there is so much fascination with anything that's foreign, but still the fascination for our own culture is lacking.
When you say this, I was reading a joke. You have family from your father's side and mother's side, and both the families will have enough red flags. But somewhere you always believe that your mother's side is better because mother's side had a better PR.
Yes.
The father's side.
Yes.
And I think the West had a better PR. That's one way to look at. Yes, there are good and negative in both places. No, I'm saying there are good and negative, but somewhere the PR has a ability to mask the negative side and glorify the good side. And then we miss out on the whole, we miss the forest for the trees, or I think it's the other way around. We miss the trees for the forest.
Because like you said, PR matters. I genuinely think Ayurvedic brands should invest in how they look.
And why do you think we, in one of our discussions, you're talking about the Ayurvedic products in the mass market and the premium market? Where do you think is the mass market doing well or the premium ones are doing well? Who is struggling, who is not? What is your take on that?
In my understanding, I don't have the numbers, but in my observation and understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, most Ayurvedic brands who are selling at luxury rates are targeting global market. They are selling to the West and they're doing very well. There are a lot of Ayurvedic brands who are focusing on selling beyond India, not India. And because they know that they can get a better price out of them than from Indians. And when it comes to, so that's what I want to talk about, the luxury brands, that I think they're doing very good when it comes to selling to the outside people in the Western world. When it comes to India, I don't know. I think some brands are doing good. Some can do even better. For example, we have Telams like Kumkumadi. We have Telams like Eladi, Keratelam. We have Nalpa Maharadi. Great for skin. No, all of them are great oils for skin. And they have existed in our culture for years. But still mass India doesn't know about it. And we are looking for anti-tanning lotions. I'm not saying don't look for anti-tanning lotions. But why don't we know about these oils? Why I had to study cosmetology or Ayurvedic text to realize there exists such an oil and then buy it and start using it and then recommend it to my clients. Which means Ayurvedic brands are failing to promote certain products to masses. They have stuck to the medical benefits of it, but they have lost, or maybe I don't have the time or I haven't thought about selling it to the masses by making it a personal care product. Like I mentioned, I would see your brand having Eladi Keratelam. You have an Eladi coconut oil, I checked.
It's the same.
Yeah, it's the Keratelam is, yeah, right. So why did I not know about it? About the whole product? Great for skin, great for Abhyanga. People would not know about it because we haven't marketed it for the masses. We have kept it as a medicinal product. But I think we can always make it a personal care range as well. I love the idea of Iladi soap. I think it's a great idea blending the medicated oil to a soap and making it accessible to the masses.
So you feel that the legacy Ayurvedic institutes, they missed out on the approach of marketing and PR, which some of the luxury brands are doing. That's what you're saying.
Yes, because they were focusing on the healing.
Healing part, okay.
They were all hospitals. If the brands we are talking about who are genuinely making good Ayurvedic products are actually all hospitals. All of you are Vaidyas, legacy, beautiful knowledge, but never seen the PR of it and making it a personal care. We didn't go to that line. So I understand that's because you are in a hospital. You're always focusing in treatments. But I think there is a big space, big gap where we can enter the masses for personal care brands.
I always give this example because in our clinics and retreats, usually best resorts, Ayurvedic resorts, are actually hoteliers who brought in Ayurveda and made it big.
They used Ayurveda to attract foreign
they
clients.
did a phenomenal job. But on the other hand, I see my father, I see some of my very good friends, very old good friends who are running phenomenal clinics where the doctor is running the whole show. But the operational efficiency is not as great as a hotelier run Ayurvedic resort, So we decided we need to bring that best part and still be an Ayurvedic doctor. But I realized the amount of operational back-end support that a good hotel does is just phenomenal. And in order for us to learn from that and to put it and integrate it into an Ayurvedic thing. Now, one of the reasons, to give you answer, like if you take some of the top brands, the head who are running it, they come from a very big marketing and PR background. And then they studied this, and it's much easier for them because their brain knows how the premium market works. And for me, we grew up learning about how to treat a patient, how to check the pulse, how to do panchakarma. And then, of course, we also learn about all the things. And that marketing is something that we need to learn to adopt and see where it goes. And it's a very different line of thinking. And if you see business, if you look at it as an extension of how much you want to help your people, then somewhere, you'll find the right people coming into you and the right ideas will come to you, the right institution support will come, and then you'll just grow on the real, organic, authentic way. Otherwise, it can also backfire.
Right. I mean, definitely, it is true that people who've come from a background of business have performed better. They've used the ideas from Ayurveda and recipes and formulations and sold it better. But I think we're entering a time, like I said, where it's coming from a doctor, a family of doctors, or a legacy brand. We just need to get the right PR guy on the board. And of course, investors, it would need money. PR needs a lot of money, I'm sure. But it's not a risk, I think. It will give results. Why not? It will just take some time. There's one thing I've observed that when we have talked about Ayurveda online, and for other creators or any Ayurvedic doctor or coach who talks about certain let's say Viruddhahar, they made a reel or a video, there will be a lot of comments saying, what is the proof? This is all, it doesn't work. Let's say she must have said that, I've also said that do not have curd for certain people in the night. So there are cultures where curd is eaten, the curd is consumed at night. Because Ayurveda doesn't say it's generic, it's mainly like that, right? It says there are exceptions to everything. And it's not a simple concept. But my point here is that Indians will question in the comment section, all this doesn't work. This is pseudoscience. They've called Ayurveda pseudoscience. I am not feeling bad about the comment. What I've realized with the comment is, it actually motivated me that, you know what, I will keep talking about it, but I will make more concrete videos to explain it better. Second, it just helps me understand that we need more research, clinical research. We need evidences to make sure that this is established, and we as Indians first accept the foundations and then let the world also accept it. And I think the government Ministry of Ayush was a great initiative by the government to give Ayurveda and other healing sciences or medical sciences a front row. It was a good step.
I think when you speak about why curd is not given at night.
Hmm.
See, there are various studies, and if you actually look at it, there are patients who will have, like for example, if you have dominant mucus-related problems, you have allergies, and if you live in a area where humidity is very high, and at night, you go into the sun, and suddenly there's a shift in the
Temperature.
whether you can catch flu-like symptoms. For these kind of people, if they have curd or something that is very cold in nature, it can create unhealthy patterns. So Ayurveda looked at it from that side. But there are these influencers, sometimes they could fearmonger. And that is going in the wrong direction. But see, it's not like if you take curd at night, something will go wrong. There are, but it is, see, you can also smoke and drink at night.
And
It's
nothing
not
will
like-
happen
it's not
for
like-
your whole life.
But it's just that how is your body going to react? If your body is resilient, it can tolerate. If your body is not resilient, it will not tolerate. So that message is where we need to make them aware. The more you, let's say I have a very good wealthy background, and if I keep spending money without understanding about savings and making ROI, then it'll, at one point of time, I will just lose it all. But I always give my personal definition of health is to what extent you can tolerate toxic habits.
Yeah.
So and these are small things. It'll cost you in the long run.
Absolutely.
That's what we are trying to say. But again, people calling it pseudoscience. People will call it pseudoscience because they are trying to look at Ayurveda through one single lens. There are multiple sides to that. So, and if you try to, I have to watch cricket through the rules of football, then cricket will always look like it's a pseudo football. You will never be able to look at it that way. That's one way to look at it.
I agree to what you said about Ayurveda being a completely different perspective. Because let's say we took an example of curd. Those fear-mongering content, yes, that rather creates a problem for the world of Ayurveda because people get aversive. These people just scare you. But responsible content is important. Content creation is important because Ayurveda comes with so many factors, how your body is, how your immunity is, what age are you at, where do you live, what is the climate, so many things like you said. And I totally agree when you said that the definition of health for you. I agree that there is no point of working so much on your health that one day you cannot digest a pizza. Like you cannot have a pizza and it just gives you gut issues. No, the idea is to be so fit and healthy that sometimes you can deal with off days where you're not eating the best food, where you're not having the best routine, but your body can take it. That's at the end of the day, the idea is to make your body strong and the immunity strong.
Yeah,
I agree. It's the best definition of health, actually. Yeah, I'll use it. Thank you.
and in your work right now, you see a lot of PCOS as well. You see a lot of hormonal changes.
100%.
And where do you see your work is impacting the most? I'm sure, most of the clients who are coming to you, they went to multiple doctors, did a doctor shopping, and I saw your work on social media, and I want to see, is there something that I can really benefit from your work? So when it comes to hormonal health, what is it that you focus?
Again, PCOD, PCOS, lifestyle disorder. You take the history of any client and you would call it a patient being a doctor. I would say a client. When I take the history, the lifestyle is off. For the last 2 years, they haven't eaten well. For the last 2 years, they haven't slept well. For the last 2 years, they haven't moved their body. Hormonal issues have to happen. It's so simple. I do not even want to make it technical. It's as simple as that. PCOD, PCOS starts getting, you will start seeing improvement. The periods will start coming back on time. The moment you start working out, the person starts working out and eating clean, things will be better.
So, Shilpa, if somebody wants to, get healthy now, also it's a new year that we are going to come.
Yeah.
What will be the basics, non-negotiables that are not like, okay, I have to change my religion kind of approach. But what are the basics, baby steps that you tell them?
For overall lifestyle?
Overall lifestyle, yes.
I think the first thing I would want everybody to do is give their gut a break. I'm not talking about fasting right now. Like we said, we are discussing simple steps. So have early dinners, eat by 7 in the night, and the next day, next morning, give your body enough time to have your first solid meal. So eat by 10, 9, 10. So for almost 14 hours, you've given your gut a break. That's very important. Intermittent, that we call it. In the process, in that time, you can have liquids. There's sometimes turmeric milk, haldi ka doodh that you can have at night. In the mornings, warm water or herb infused water. All that can be taken. But solid food, I'm saying, this is very important. This will help a lot. The second thing I would ask everybody to do, and I call it, I have named it 13 for skin because there are 13 types of drinks I have created that people can have for their skin. But it's at the end of the day for the gut, and it's all herb infused drinks. But I would say that don't just have plain water. Infuse it. Always infuse it. Why just have plain water? Infuse it with cumin. Roasted cumin powder works very well for most people, right? You can always add chia seeds to it. So there are different herbs that one can find what suits them and add it to their water and keep sipping it throughout the day. It makes sure it will make sure that the person is hydrated and you're getting additional benefit of the herb. This is the second thing I would say that everybody should try and do. And the third thing is move. Workout is an investment that we make so that we live not longer, but we live long. Till the time we live healthily. So workout is very important, and I think because of social media, thanks to social media, people have understood the importance of yoga or strength training or mobility. These are very important aspects. So I would just say these three things if they have to pick. There are so many other things. Eat cleaner, use products carefully. So many things are there. But if three things, give your gut some space, eat your dinners early, and the morning breakfast by 10. So 7 p.m. to 10 a.m., you have a good gut break. Second, hydrate well. So infuse it with herbs every time. And third, workout. Some form of workout, at least 4 days a week, minimum. That will be good.
Thank you so much, Shilpa. It was very interesting conversation that we've had, and I'm sure many people have a lot of takeaways from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having. I enjoyed talking with you so much. I think beyond the camera, there's a lot more to talk.
Yes, definitely.